Hi. So once we log in, this is how the page would look like, wherein there would be greeting and there are three options that is there on your screen. It depends on what is the current hiring that is happening in your organization, what is the probable next hiring that you might do. For example, I was taking care of the sales profiles. So the next two things that are popping up here are sales representative. And since we were also doing something related to tech hiring, so the next option that is recommended is Cloud DevOps Engineer. Now, the features that the platform offers is assessment, interview, candidate, ATS Workbench, team. We'll start with ATS Workbench. Now, this is how the page would look like. There's an option of uploading resume to autofill candidate profile. What happens in most of the organization is that you do a job posting on Naukri or LinkedIn. So you get a lot of responses to it. It is a very tiresome process to find each one of the CVs and find which one is the most suitable one. So you can download a CSV file from there, as Naukri and LinkedIn does not allow for a mass downloading of CVs. Once you have a CSV file, you can upload up to 5,000 CVs. Like I have selected around 5 resume. Now you'll have to put the industry. For example, I'm hiring for an IT industry for a sales manager role. Once it's there, you can add skills or you can add a job description, whatever you feel is convenient for you. For example, the skills that I want in an individual is client communication, negotiation, and sales. Once it's done, you can do upload and proceed. Once it's been doing, while everything is being shortlisting, you will get an ATS score in front of all the CVs that you've uploaded. It shows how similar is the CV as per the JD or the skills that you have posted, and we also get an insight. I'll show you one. For example, Ajay Kumar has scored 48.5. That is the ATS score. So once you're going to click on the insights, we'll find out overall notes, JD alignment, skill match, and keyword and combined LNM. Now, what our platform offers that is different from the other ATS out there in the market is that there is no keyword matching to it. For example, since we have just put 3 skills here and no any job description, but you will still find the algorithm in backend is run in such a way that even though we have missed putting a lot of skills for a sales profile role, still the backend knows what are the most important skills that are important for the sales manager to become an actual successful sales manager. And on that basis, the ATS score has been given. The actual man has been given a score of 69.5. Now, if you're going to do a view, you will realize that the skill match has shown the resume highlights strong client communication, sales skill, including pipeline building, lead qualification, outbound communication. This is something that I did not incorporate. Now, once everything is there, you can just select the required candidates that you feel are good, and you can either send an assessment to them or create an interview invite. So this actually reduces your time to 4 minutes from screening the candidates and sending them either an assessment invite or an interview invite. Now, the next options that we have is the assessment one. In the assessment, you have an create assessment wherein we give technical assessment, non-tech, aptitude, psychometric, and there's also an option for create from scratch. Let's go for a non-technical assessment. Say, for example, I'm hiring for an HR manager. Industry can be, again, for example, I'm looking for arts, entertainment, and recreation. The person that I'm looking forward is HR manager. The years of experience I'm looking forward is 3 to 6 years. I add all this information. On the basis of the role that you've put in the industry and the title, the important skills would come up here. So you have to just click on the required skills and just do next to it. Now, there are 2 options here, pre-made test and custom test. In custom test, you can have your own set of questions. In pre-made test, on the basis of the skills that you've added and the number of years of experience that you've added, all the necessary skills, the questions would be fetched from the backend in order to make sure that you have the right set of questions for the right number of years of experience that you are assessing a particular candidate for. Now, other than the technical and non-technical questions, as I've shown you, we also have aptitude and psychometric questions, wherein you can assess the competencies of an individual, as well as logical thinking, numerical thinking, as well as the verbal thinking. That is, I believe, is very must for today's HR managers, as well as the sales manager. The questions that we have are the MCQs, the passage-based questions, and the coding questions. Now, as you can see that we have put HR strategy or performance management, talent management, and team leadership. We have MCQ questions and essay questions. In essay question, Again, what we have that is different from other organizations is if you're going to ask the same question to two different candidates, both of them would give you a different answer. In our platform, we have an ideal answer to a particular question wherein, say, candidate X has given an answer and candidate Y has given an answer. The intrinsic meaning of both the answer would be compared, and whatever answer would be most relevant to the ideal answer that we have provided, that candidate would get a higher scoring than the other candidate. If you think that our ideal answer is not something that you're looking forward to, you can change it as well. Now, I'm just showing you how we can modify the tests. In modification, there's an opportunity to actually, just change the sequence of the skills that you want to go ahead with, change the timing of the questions, and save. We also give the option of edit questions, wherein again you can change the sequence of the questions, or you can change the question as a whole, or you have to add more options, delete some options in order to make it kind of confusing. However you want, you can just go ahead and do it. Then once everything is done, you can also add questions either manually, or we have a library. From there you can add the questions as well. Now there we have all difficulty level. For example, I'm looking forward for medium. We have all type of questions. I want essay questions, and the skills that I'm looking forward is related to somewhat HR, probably HR compliance and labor knowledge. Now I'll just click on two important questions and I'll do save selected, and you would see there two essay questions here as well. Once everything is done, you can create an invitation wherein you can change the link start time, link expiry time. Either you can upload a CV from here, or you can actually include the email ID of the candidate, and all these curly bracket information would be captured by the platform itself. Now, once we also give an option of, do you want some other information? For example, if the test has been done, the question would pop up at the very last. Once the question is out there, you can ask, if the candidate is available for a face-to-face round of interview, what is the notice period? How soon can the candidate join? So these questions would be popped up once the test is over, and you can do a send invitation from here. The next option that we cater to is the interview invite. You have to just do create interview. You can add as many CVs as you want here, and you can give a name of the interview, and then you can actually add new as many candidates as you want. For example, say I want to send 5 invites just one go. Here you can add the name of the candidate or the email ID, interview might change, and start and end time can be captured. Again, the information here would depend on the information that you've put up, and you will get a Zoom invite. The interviewer and the interviewee both would get a Zoom invite in order to ensure that both of them are on the same platform. The next option that we cater to is the candidate profiling. For example, you can upload the CV here, add the candidates from here, whatever seems convenient to you. Add the information manually, or else if you want to upload a CV, this all information would be captured by itself again. The last thing that we have is the teams, wherein you have to just invite members, as many members as you want. And for example, say my HR team has 2 more people, so I'm going to add invite members, and all 3 of us will be able to have the access to all the information that is presented on the platform. One of the best selling system is the ATS that we are very, very conscious about. I'll just show you one of the report that shows how very particular are we for our ATS. So in view report, you will see there's a trust score. Trust score is basically a relationship that we built with the candidate while we're in the process interview. Now, face detection is the process wherein once you start doing the test, you get actually the instructions that you're not allowed to cheat. And because the platform is catering to every minute of details, so once you are giving the test and you are looking towards the keyboard and there is no actually movement of the words coming on the screen, so that would also be detected by the platform itself. Also, if you're looking off the screen for a very longer period of time, that is something also that is captured. When it comes to noise detection, for example, there are few of the candidates who have this habit of reading very loud, and that is something that caters by the platform. For example, if I'm reading some question very loud, that is okay. But the moment another person, human voice is being heard by the platform, that is something that is a problematic thing, and it would be recorded, hence reducing the trust score. The third thing that we have is device usage. For example, in very rare cases happens this, there's a dim light in the room and I'm using phone simultaneously. So the light of the phone would be put on my face, and somewhere that is also detected by the platform. Now, for example, there are also tab switches. For example, if I'm switching the tab in order to find the right answer to the question, then you will get heads up that you're not allowed to switch tabs this often. And for example, in the third tab switch, if you do it, then the test would automatically be submitted. This candidate that I'm showing you the report, he's actually switched tab three times. That shows three moderate tab switching detected, hence auto submitted of the test coming as potential cheating detected. Now, in the report, you will get the questions and you'll also get the answers that are the right answer. The person, whatever is marked as the answer, it will also show you which is the right answer, which is the wrong answer to the particular question. You can also download the PDF and you can share it with your team members or the candidate in order to show how much that person has scored. So this is what SkillSauce is all about, the platform that caters to the needs of HR in today's world. And I would say once you actually use the platform, you will actually realize it's a very handy platform for all the HRs and business owners out there. Thank you.